are 796 schools in the state of Ohio that play basketball. The offseason has begun. There are 2 teams left, a chance for immortality and to cut down the nets. For the OHSAA D1 state title, they are rearing to go. Archbishop, Moeller, and Massillon Jackson. What a matchup we have today. Let's look at the bracket for Division I. How did we get here? Well, fantastic basketball in the semis and 2 teams left standing, one of which going for their 4th state championship, and the Crusaders trying to stay unbeaten. And then you got Massillon Jackson, the Polar Bears, one of the most balanced teams you'll see down the state tournament. Hello everyone, I'm Anthony Lima, joined by Scooney Penn, Buckeye legend, a state champion in his own right in another state. And then we have Ryan Cavanaugh, our Spectrum Sports high school insider. Gentlemen, this is what it's all about. The glitz, the flavor of the Division I championship. You can start to get the chills right now.
Yeah, I'm definitely feeling the big schools. We watch basketball all day, but this is the main event, the big title fight we've been wanting to see. I'm really excited. Can't wait for this game to start up.
You got everything you want. Perhaps the 2 best student bodies in the state. They've shown up. They got here early. The players are ready. We had a chance to talk to the coaches. They're a little bit nervous, but they're ready. Let's find it out, guys. Let's hand it out the hardware.
Hey, if you're not nervous, you're not normal at a time like this with Division I at stake. Let's take a look, first of all, at Jackson. What a terrific year. They beat St. Ed's, no small feat, and advanced to their first state championship game since they won it all back in 2010. Now, Kyle Young, this is the guy we're going to be talking about a lot. Big-time recruit, 25 points, 10 of 12 from the field. They need him to be doing a lot of this to have a chance to win today. Effort, that's what they're going to want, a balanced effort today to have a chance to win. But Ryan, I think a lot of people understand Kyle Young has to play a good game for this team to win the championship.
It all starts with Kyle Young, and when he's playing well, when he's got it going, it opens up some of the other guys. When I say other guys, they're 8 deep, all 6'2" or bigger. They can all score, and they all are excellent defenders.
Hey, this is a team full of athletes. They're not just basketball players. They play other sports. So this is a team here that you have to watch out for. They agree they're going to play tough, and they're here to win a championship.
But to do so, they're going to have to beat a team that doesn't have an L on the schedule throughout an entire season. Think about that for a second. You get to this stage, you're 28-0, and they actually trailed. They had some adversity in the second half of that semifinal game, but went on a 27-11 run.
Hey, look at this team here. They have their complete undefeated all season. I'm sure they have some hiccups here and there, but to be poised like they are, that's how you win big games. And they're set to be poised today. I'm telling you.
They say defense wins championships. Well, the Crusaders know how to play defense. They allowed 57 points once, 51 3 other times, and other than that, they've held teams to under 50 points, and they've played a blockbuster schedule. They're not playing against cupcakes. That's saying they know how to defend.
Well, here, because today we haven't seen a lot of scoring, I hope they don't hold this team to 57. Let's get the scoring up high.
Now, the way we've seen a lot of these games, we thought all 4 of them would be close. I don't think it's any different for this one today.
No, I think this will be a close game. We've all predicted that. But this here, with these 2 powerhouses playing each other, I think they're poised to have a tight game. It's going to come down to the last couple seconds in my mind.
Yeah, I had a chance to talk to Coach Debovich from Jackson before, and I asked him what he thought about Moeller, and I thought he was describing his own team. That's how similar these 2 teams are.
They're mirror image of each other.
That's right.
Well, you always wonder in a Division I tilt of this magnitude if it's going to look like a game of that magnitude, meaning when the ball gets rolled out there, Scooney, these kids, I mean, I see it in their eyes and warming up, minutes ago. I think this will be a mammoth battle. I don't think it's going to be an easy one for either of these teams.
The first couple of minutes we might be here.
Well, Moeller 28 for 28, but they got to get to 29. And Harrison Sanford, the next member of our crew, he has some thoughts on what that's going to be like as they're chasing basketball immortality in Division I. All right, great stuff, Harrison. Scooney, you mentioned it earlier today on Spectrum. You said you were part of a pretty darn good undefeated team, but does that stuff get thrown out the window when they tip the ball to start D1's title game?
Well, yes and no, because if you throw it out of the window and you don't remain...
Well, we know a lot of people are going to be talking about it here at Value City Arena, where we've already settled the score on 3 state championships. Who will be 4th? Well, we'll take a look at that and also all the games that transpired today. Stick around. Earlier tonight, the OHSAA recognized the latest Circle of Champion inductees. Tim Belcher, Brianne McLaughlin, Renee Powell, and Ed Ratliff honored at halftime of the D3 game. Now, Tim Belcher works for the Indians now. That's probably the name people recognize, but Ed Ratliff, also a member of the Columbus East boys basketball teams that went undefeated back-to-back years in 68 and 69. And meanwhile, the Ohio High School Basketball Coaches Association enshrining 4 new members into its Hall of Fame. Congratulations to them. Scott Pardall, Dan Hegemeyer, John Lynch, Bob Miller, and John Joseph, who developed the shoot-away, all being honored here this weekend. And obviously, always a big weekend, a gathering of sorts, and really to recognize basketball. Well, we had great basketball earlier today. Let's take a look at what Akron, St. Vincent, St. Mary able to do. Fellas, they added to the trophy case once again.
Yeah, and all they did was press their way to win the trophy. They harassed that team so much that they committed a boatload of turnovers.
Yeah, Wauseon had handled it at the beginning of the game, but over time, too much of Javon Graves, too much John Williams, and that pressure was the deciding factor. Third trip for Javon Graves to Columbus, and he finally walked away in his senior year with a state championship.
And obviously going to be very special for their coach to put up another banner. And Scooty, you saw those guys, the way they put the ball in the hands of Javon Graves. That's something you know a little bit about, and he took care of business.
He did. He was my spotlight guy.
Well, Division III, we had some theatrics, a game that turned out to be pretty close and a pretty good one. That was the one that finished up just before us. Bill Angelo St. Joe, so much has been made about them getting down here 5 straight years, but to wrap it up with a bow and another state championship, number 7, pretty special. Yeah, I thought it was a fantastic matchup. And Scooney, we had noticed Roger Bacon came out. They were very physical. That's something their program's known for. We all remember what happened 15 years ago, almost to the day, against St. Vincent, St. Mary. It was very interesting to me how I saw the adjustments on the side of Bill Angelo St. Joe's.
Yeah, they made the
Scooty, you've been a part of some successful programs to know that the pressure is there when you grow up in that family, in the Viking community. It's all about titles. It's not about runner-up. It's not about getting to states. And they all had 7 today. There's a reason. It meant a lot to them.
Well, yeah, I mean, pressure is good. I mean, pressure's not a bad thing. It makes you work harder. This team came with a mission to begin the season. They wanted a state title.
Well, that got us to the point where we have to talk about Division IV, because we were floored, quite frankly, watching some of the athletes, some of the length on the floor. And Lutheran East, well, they stood strong. They win at 43-38 over Wellington School. Scooney, you had to be impressed with what you saw out of those boys from Lutheran East.
All you got.
All right, we have to ask Jordan a couple questions
pretty
here.
Easy, right? Just hand over the X's and O's to somebody else.
Well, a moment like that, he said, I'm going to come, I'm going to.
Sure, the coach is enjoying it right now.
I participate in the state tournament, something that's going to stay with these young men forever. We had the chance to catch up with a few players who know exactly about that and going on and play at the next level. Remember vividly those memories right here in Columbus. And Scooney, you've got plenty of moments, both at college and pro, but you remember those days when you were a teenager.
I do, and I know we'll forget it.
All right, so what will it take for either of these teams to be cutting down the nets when all is said and done? Scooney, Kavanaugh, they're going to break it all down. Coming up next, a preview, a final preview and predictions. Moments away from the D1 title game, OHSA Championship pregame. Oh, this is where it gets fun. Chills, the people packing it into Value City Arena, and you're starting to get the feeling that it's time to play basketball with a title up for grabs. Let's get to the impact players, and let's start out, Ryan. These are 2 Division I teams. They expected to be here, and they've got some players.
For Moeller, Miles McBride.
An undefeated record on the line, Division I state title on the line. Prediction time, Cav?
I'm going with Jackson. I think they're too big and too strong, but it's a coin flip, but I'm taking Jackson.
I need Mo to give me a uniform. Let me suit up with them so we can win a championship.
I had Jackson winning this one, but we're looking forward to watching it. You should too. Don't go anywhere. The Call, the title game. Michael Rega, Dave Cicutti, Marissa Contefelli have it all next after a short break. Well, 16 minutes in the books and a tie ball game at Value City Arena. with 2 more quarters to determine the final state champion and the last team standing in Division I. Anthony Lima, Scooney Penn, and Ryan Kavanaugh. Well, it was an exciting first quarter. Different styles, always exciting to see how that mixes, especially Division I. And I think we got kind of what we thought we'd get.
Yeah, like I said from the outset,
2 teams very composed, and I think that was what didn't surprise either of us in the first half. As we take a look at the highlights, your guy, you talked about Miles McBride, Scooney, he was making an impact early.
yeah, Duke.
What I think is so interesting about Moeller, and you knew they'd have composure, you knew they'd be patient. Only turned the ball over twice in that first half. A lot of good ball handlers on the floor in this D1 title game.
Yeah, they take their time. They move the ball. They play a great motion offense. But here's the thing. If they get a lead, Jackson's going to have a hard time catching up to this team because they're very good with the ball and they waste a lot of time on the clock.
Ryan, is 1 of 6 from three-point land a little surprising for you watching that Moeller team in the first half?
It is, Keegan Mitch.
Well,
I didn't expect that.
Let's take a look at Miles McBride. I'll tell you, he started getting very aggressive, and you thought, Scooney, might have some avenues where he could get to the bucket.
Yeah, he does.
He's used his speed.
Great point.
Now let's take a look at Jackson. They were able to heat up a little bit from outside. Now it wasn't from the young man going to Butler. We didn't see a lot of Kyle Young, but other role players stepping up, Ryan.
Jared Pilata, Ethan Stanislawski, and Dylan.
You think it changes in the second half? Do you think we'll see a more aggressive Kyle Young in his last game?
Oh, I think so. I think what we should see, and I hope we do see, is that the first 5 possessions, he should touch the ball.
Well, we'll see if the adjustments are made here in the second half. It's been an exciting first half. We played 2 quarters of basketball, and it's all knotted up at 20 apiece. When we return, we'll talk to the Associate Commissioner of the OHSAA, Debbie Moore. Stick around. Well, we got a good one here at Value City Arena. You see the score, 20 apiece. Does it get any better than that in the Division I title game? Now, we've been fortunate to be joined throughout the day by many of the key figures with the OHSAA. This event doesn't go down without people like Debbie Moore, Associate Commissioner. And now you handle compliance. And that's a name, that's a buzzword, comes up all the time. Talk about, a lot of your job, a lot of your responsibility, and how the bylaws get established for compliance.
Well, we start in August with our new board of directors.
It's like a congressional hearing going on for something
Sorta.
to get accomplished, but it is no small feat, and obviously it's something that impacts just about everybody in the state of Ohio.
It does.
Where does some of this come from, the inspiration for a lot of these? You talked about how you'll get feedback from a lot of the representatives, a lot of the member schools.
We do. I mean, that's really critical to get the feedback from our members. But
well, one of your other areas of responsibility for the OHSA, healthy lifestyles.
Yep.
We know how important that is, sports medicine, and I know you have a joint advisory committee on sports medicine. You're on that. Tell me about the makeup of that.
Well, that committee actually has been in place in sport medicine policy.
And it just seems like Ohio has always been ahead of the curve in that regard. So those are the groundwork has been laid by the Buckeye State.
It has been. We're really fortunate.
All right, Debbie, we appreciate it. Such
Thank
a good
you.
time down here
My
every
pleasure.
single year.
Yeah, it's a great game.
And hey, when we have a Division I title game that goes down to the wire, which this one has the likelihood to, well, you can't change the channel. You've got to keep it stuck on Spectrum Sports throughout the entire day right here. Stick with us. We've got the call from Michael Regai, David Zacuti, and Marissa Contempelli for your return. A clean sweep for Northeast Ohio, and the D1 champion has been crowned. Give it up to the Massillon Jackson Polar Bears, who do it here at Value City Arena. You see the score, 1-point game, came right down to the wire, and this one was a classic in the books. Anthony Lima, Scooney Penn, Ryan Kavanaugh. We're joined by a state champion right here, none other than Kyle Young. We got to give him a chance to get the nets around his neck at some point, but congratulations, young man. What an effort for your team, and what an effort for you.
Thank you very much. Appreciate it.
Now, I know you didn't have necessarily the game that you would have wanted to have, at least scoring-wise, but you did it in so many ways, and your guys seemed to believe in you. You believed in them, and you're able to win the championship. What did that feel like today?
It was an amazing feeling. Yeah, you said it wasn't the best offensive game I've had, obviously, in my career, but the guys just stayed on me, just said, keep your head up, keep it going, and that's what we did. We had some guys step up tonight, which was huge.
Talk about how special a group that it seems like all of your personalities carved out of stone. When you're able to watch a team win the championship back in 2010, and here you are able to replicate that success. So many schools never get that opportunity, and here you are with the chance to do it.
I mean, it doesn't even feel real yet. We were in the stands when we were younger when we were watching watching this the 2010 team win.
You guys will remember for the rest of your life.
Thank you very much.
Now, Kyle, we're going to watch some of the highlights and take us through what's going through your mind. Of course, we know you hit the big free throws, but earlier in the contest, this one had a very interesting start. You knew that Moeller was going to try to take care of the basketball and make you work defensively.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
What were you thinking about watching that last shot go up in the air? A last-ditch effort by Moeller to try to win it all and take it from you.
Right when I saw it past the rim and I saw the red go on the backboard, I just ran the other end, started celebrating.
All right, Kyle. Well, terrific job today. Terrific job this season. What a core group of guys to be able to do that and make your entire hometown, the home county, and Northeast Ohio proud. That's got to be pretty darn special as you guys are able to win it 39-38.
Thank you.
Go cut down the nets, young man.
Thank you. Appreciate it very much.
Take care. All right, there he is. Kyle Young going to be playing at the next level, going to be going to Butler. And I'll tell you what, just being around the Jackson people kind of all weekend long, and even before the game, they sense something special could happen with this unit.
They do, and you can see it.
All right, joining us next here on set, fresh off winning a championship, doesn't have the net around his neck quite yet. Jared Pallotta, you hit one of the daggers. I mean, one of the big shots of the game. You knew the way your team was kind of forged, maybe somebody else was going to have to step it up. They were playing such terrific defense, especially on Kyle and at times Logan. And how does that feel to be the guy to hit that big shot?
Feels great. I knew when I caught it on the wing.
Jared, what was it about your team? We had talked to some of your guys about how, 2010 wasn't that long ago, but you guys all remember and have those memories. And now so many of you performing on this stage, so many of you going to be Division I athletes at the very next level. What is it about that group?
Our group's just special because we're all best friends. And, we...
All right, Jared Pallotta, terrific job. Hit the big shot. He's going to be reliving that for years to come.
Sir.
Celebrate it. Go have fun.
Yes,
the whole town is pretty much here, so I think you guys will have some fun tonight.
Sir. Thank you. Appreciate it.
All right, there it is.
Right.
Jared Pallotta, a member of the state championship. Massillon
Good job,
Jackson
man.
basketball team. Tell you, the way that team's mindset was throughout this entire tournament, throughout this entire year, and really since a lot of those guys were freshmen, was that they were going to get it done. So no big surprise today that they were able to do that and the win streak for Moeller.
Can't wait to hear this next guy speak. He was a warrior today, man. It was fun watching him play.
Well, he's got the accessories working for him this weekend.
There you go.
They got the championship belt, and why not? They earned it. Might not have been in the squared circle, but you're able to do it here at Value City Arena. Logan Hill joining us now on set. 12 points in that ball game. First of all, how brutal of a contest was that against a team that you guys respect so much?
Oh, it was just a grind the whole time. History on this team has been huge.
All right, Logan, terrific stuff, man. It was fun to watch you guys not only tonight but throughout the year, to see you guys grow. And I know you guys are all going to be doing great things at the next level, but right now it's all about what you guys were able to accomplish tonight in front of your hometown crowd.
Exactly, yep.
All right, there he is. And I'll tell you what, another state championship, 2010, the last time around, they were able to do it again today. And they really felt like, in talking to Coach and really the whole community, that this team and that bond that they were able to forge was going to be big for them to try to get through this screen.
It was. And they handled their business. It was a lot of pressure, and that's what it takes to be a champion. They did just that.
I'll tell you, Scooney pointed it out right before we came on the air. So much symmetry in that box score. Hey, it's a one-point game, but both teams end up shooting 13 of 37 from the field. You want to talk about ugly at times? I think both these teams knew that was probably how this one was going to go down. Now, obviously, Moeller, nothing to be ashamed of whatsoever. Scooney, I know that you really enjoy watching some of their guard play.
Yeah.
And, some pretty darn good kids with a lot of talent.
Yeah, and these guys will be back.
I know about Moeller for a while.
And as we know with some of the other teams we saw, some other teams earlier today that may have fallen short in previous years, they came back here even hungrier, even more dedication, and they were able to pierce through. It can happen for Moeller, certainly.
Yeah, you grow.
You come back the next time and it's like old hat. So.
Well, I'll tell you guys, don't go anywhere. We had a pretty special day down here in Columbus. It wasn't just the two teams that were playing out there at Massillon Jackson, but the Northeast Ohio Suite will recap the day here at Value City Arena and the OHSAA Championship. Back at Value City Arena, wrapping up a terrific day of high school basketball. It's one of the best days every year in the state of Ohio. Today certainly did not disappoint. Anthony Lima, SCUNY Penn Buckeye legend, and of course Ryan Cavanaugh, high school insider for Spectrum Sports. As we think about the day, the theme of the day, of course, Northeast Ohio. Everybody coming through. How funny was it to hear the guys from Massillon say, man, we had to keep our end of the bargain. We had to hold it up because they were 3 for 3 before us.
Yeah, here I was thinking that these guys are in the locker room getting ready for a game, but no one else did.
Well, let's take a look at what transpired. Division II, some of the fireworks got kicked off pretty early on today as Akron St. Vincent St. Mary doing it for a 7th time. Pretty incredible, SCUNY.
Yeah, they got hot on defense, not offensively, defensively. They were locking teams down. Javon Graves, I think he had the best offensive output of the day. He was the star offensively through all the games.
Yeah, 25 points for Graves. What a terrific effort and some pretty darn good moves around the rim.
Yeah, actually, as I think back on it, he might have beat some teams scoring by himself, how low-scoring some of these games were. But he's an offensive machine. He's got the hops and really that defensive intensity. We've talked about it all day. St. V controlled the game, and the pressure was too much.
And 4 state championships now for Drew Joyce, and he's still thinking about the one that got away back in the day against Roger Bacon. But you know what? They come down here this weekend and they get the job done 15 years later. Pretty impressive for them.
Yeah, really impressive. I mean, you know, look, this is what happens. He understands that. He gets these guys ready to go and play.
And we had a fun one earlier today in the Division 4. You always wonder what kind of teams you're going to see down here. You saw 2 of the most athletic D4 teams I think we've seen, Ryan. Some bricks certainly abound. That was another one of today's themes. You know, tough to shoot in here, but so much good defensive effort got in the way, I think, a lot of that hot shooting. So let's take a look now at Division 3. Boy, Phil Angeles St. Joe's on a mission. We know they don't settle for anything less than championships. Babe Kwasiak and his group got it done. Lucky number 7 for them today, Ryan.
Yeah, really impressive. An emotional win for these guys. Very balanced team with the big man Alonzo Gaffney playing real big in the middle.
I think these guys
in the mouth and not expect us to smack you back, which is what they did, and they really fought the whole way.
Yep.
All right, so there you have it. 4 games, 4 in the books. No teams remain now. It's over. It's the offseason for everybody as it's time to start a new journey and start thinking about what teams need to do to get better for next year. SCUNY, final thought on today's basketball here with 4 championships crowned.
I mean, it's always great to watch these young guys come through it and win
him again in the future.
Well, you know, if Bill Belichick was coaching any of these teams, he'd say, all right, we won the championship. It's time to get back to work. Offseason begins, and other teams already have a head start on them. It was a pleasure working with you guys today. SCUNY, terrific job.
Thank you.
Ryan, great as always, and I think maybe we'll do this again next year.
Let's do it.
Sign me up.
All right, from Value City Arena, it's now time to take a look at the day that was, the sights and sounds from right here in the shot where dreams were made, identities forged, and a great time for all involved at the state tournament once again. Thanks, everybody, for watching, and you'll enjoy this. What a treat we have for you right here on Spectrum Sports.